Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining. It's Darnell and a very special guest.
Hey everyone, this is Ricardo.
Hi.
Hey honey, how you doing?
I'm good. So today we're actually having a lock discussion, and it was something that kind of came up just naturally. I brought it to him, of course, because of stuff that I've just been seeing around on Instagram, YouTube, and I was talking to him about it because I really wanted to know his opinion. So the question is,
what's up with everyone cutting off their locks?
I mean,
like, huh? What?
sometimes I feel like I'm even scared to talk about this topic because, but to be honest, locks has become too much of a trend. Like fashion, it just goes around. But shout out to the Rastas, especially Jamaica, Africa, who has been like sticking to the decree and, keeping the principles. Shout out to them. One love.
Definitely one love. Okay, so before we go any further, I guess based on what you just mentioned about not really wanting to have this kind of conversation because you just like never know.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off by saying we're not knocking the people that decided that they wanted to end their lock journey or pause it. Because some people are saying that they're stopping to start them again. So we're not knocking them, and we're not saying that we are definitely going to stay locked forever either, because we just don't know what the future holds.
Exactly.
And it's better to just kind of go with the flow and live freely than to put these like standards or these unrealistic expectations to live up to, because you just don't know. Like for some people it can be like medical conditions or whatever that can make them decide not to continue with their journey. So with all of that being said, now that we got that out the way.
I was watching this video about a Rastafarian running for like president in Gambia. And he's getting a lot of media attention because he has locks and he's a Rastafarian. And he was like saying that, it's not easy to have locks because sometimes it hurt his neck. And I started to think, because I'm like, I haven't even crossed that bridge yet. So, but, we're not, basically, I'm not really criticizing anyone for cutting their locks if they want to, I just wanted to add to what you said earlier.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like the first thought that came to my mind when I saw some people like with their new hair cut, it was like a shock because I wasn't expecting it. These were people that I just never pictured them without their locks. I just thought that, that was something that they were just going to always have forever. And I don't even know why I thought that. Because I'm one person that will change styles and stuff like that in a heartbeat. Not necessarily when it comes to locks, but just stuff in life in general. Like I might change the kind of clothes that I like to wear or how I like to wear my hair, or if I want to wear makeup or no makeup. So I try to give people like that grace. But I guess I just really forgot just that quick, and it threw me off. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, there must have been a reason for it. Like there's always a reason why people do things. So maybe they didn't really like their locks as much as I like them. Like that could have just been it.
And they probably didn't start out the way that you started out too, and
that's true.
Knotted up or something.
Right. Like a lot of people, they let their locks kind of mature, and then they feel like, wait, this is not actually what I wanted. Like I wanted them to be thicker, or I wanted them to be slimmer, I wanted them to be fuller. Oh, I want a different parting method. Like there's so many reasons why somebody might decide to cut them.
I think about Damian Marley when I think about like.
Because of what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he made a comment about like people following the trend and getting locks.
Yeah, everybody want to be somebody. That's the name of the song. You guys should listen to it.
Yeah, go check that out.
Sorry, you got some questions?
Yeah, so I noted a couple of little questions that I definitely wanted to ask for us to discuss. What are your plans as of today? What are your plans for your locks? Do you feel like you see yourself cutting them anytime soon, or?
No, I don't see myself. I don't think about cutting them, but I do think about like God willing, like if I'm gonna be a elder with my locks touching the, like stuff like that, like sleeping with them being that long, like playing sports. So I've been those things have coming into my consciousness like lately. Just 'cause sometimes when I'm bending down just to play with Asha, my locks is like on the floor if I'm cleaning, if I'm cooking, so I do think about like the length of it more now, but not in the sense of like cutting it. Some people would even have this conversation, but I like to think about reality and be realistic. But I haven't really crossed my mind to cut them. Just how to cope with them when I'm doing things now, I've been getting longer.
Right.
But thanks to you, because my locks is like been styled and everything now. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome. But he brought it to my attention that his locks are just getting in the way of everything. And in my mind at that time, I couldn't relate because my hair wasn't that long. So I'm just like, just put them over your shoulder. Like, I'm fine, I'm like, why is this dude making a big deal out of his locks, like being in the way? Now I totally get it because my length is like kind of crazy right now. So I'm experiencing that annoyance. Like every other minute when I go to do something and I'm just like, oh man, I'm trying to throw them over my shoulder, and it's more to it than that. So sometimes you have to put them in a certain style to just keep them out of your way, which is how he got here to his lovely crown. So I was just like playing around one day. I was like, let me just see something. And this is what we got. And I love it. He loves it.
And this is not even when it's freshly done. This is like a day or two like this now.
Yep, he slept on it like this and everything. So how awesome is that? So for those of you that may be feeling like your locks are just too much and just getting in your way, you can definitely just do a style that's super easy and simple to take the weight off of your neck and to get your locks out of the way. Yeah.
As I get older too, there are other things that these are vanity things. Because when I was younger and I get the lock, there was no like thought about anything like.
That's Asher.
Yeah,
he's trying to give us a few minutes. Bless his heart. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for him letting us get this far into the video.
Yeah. For real, I'm surprised too, man. I'm surprised.
So we're gonna let him rock out. We know he's fine.
Yeah. We got the camera. He's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So what are your plans? Do you have any plans to like let them grow longer, or are you gonna trim them up as they get longer? Like, what are your plans?
As of today, my plans is just to let them grow. I'm very curious. I think it's just why.
Oh, you think?
I'm very curious to know just how long I can grow my locks without them like snapping off or like whatever. Like I just really want to know what is going to be my cutoff. I'm not sure. I don't even know, to be honest. I'm looking forward to them going like right past my butt, to be honest.
When you see it go like this, put them in
there. That's right. I'm gonna have to do that. I didn't think about that part. I kind of forgot about that.
No,
I just thought about like a still picture shot of me with my locks like passing my butt, but I didn't think about like how that's gonna be to function with them. That's gonna be really crazy. I might have to wear like a book bag just to put my locks in.
I love your locks.
Thank you.
Yeah, and they're very low maintenance for you. So I like the way they make you look and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember when you had that conversation with me. And look at you here already.
Right? Yeah, so y'all, all right, so the beginning of our relationship, only a couple of months in, and I was already thinking about this for like a month and didn't say anything to him about it. So when I finally made my decision that I wanted to start locks, I was like, oh man, this might make or break the relationship. Like, I was scared. I can't front. I was scared, but I was like, we have to talk about this because I want to do this. Like, I feel like nobody can tell me anything to stop me from doing it. So I sat him down. I was like, listen, I really have to tell you something about something that I want to do, and I hope you're okay with it. But you know, I don't want my curly hair anymore. I want my hair locked. And it was like a pause, and my heart was like, I'm like, oh my god. And then he was like, that's great. Like, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord, thank you. Please hold. Okay, so Asher's great. He's just playing with his Play-Doh, and yeah. So I just want to recap real quick as to some of the reasons why people might cut their locks off. They might want a new parting system. They might want a new method because not all methods of starting locks result in the same looking locks. Like some people like that bumpy, lumpy look. So they might opt for starting them off with 2-strand twists. Some people like the very uniform look where all of the locks look exactly the same, and those people might want to opt for comb coils. Some people might want that real like thick, full, fluffy look that just looks natural, and that will be the freeform locks, like what you started with. So it just depends. Like some people are just like, you know what, I want my locks to be thick, like that. Like, you know, that seems to be the in thing right now, like the type of locks that people are really going for. Some people are even going to places to get their locks combined. And I don't know, they fluff them up or something. I don't know. I don't know what they do. But it looks like they fluff them up because they're just like these real thick, luscious locks. And instead of cutting them, they're doing that. So it just depends on what the person wants. Or it could be their health, and they figure like, you know what, I'm not gonna watch my hair fall out. I'd rather just cut it. Like they might have that idea. So you just never know. But please don't judge people for making that decision because it's not really fair to them. Like everybody decided to do what they wanted to do for themselves, and sometimes we people get caught up in what we're looking up to certain people for.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you can't like try not to hold people to that. Let them do what they want to do.
Yeah, I know when you first asked me the question, like I honestly answer you from like a Rastafarian point of view.
Yeah.
You know, so we do live in a world, a commercial world. So, you know, the Damian Marley song, knowing like natural hair product and that those two market, my brain went straight to like, it's not a lot of merchandise to sell when you have locks, you know?
Yeah.
So but you know that you say all of the other steps, like it makes a lot of sense. You know, people, there are many different reasons why people probably cut their locks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like I told you from the beginning, like when I talk about it, not because I feel like I'm in a box or anything, because I just don't know what the future brings.
Right. Yeah.
If Asher is locks, like he has his locks now, if he by like 20, you know, I can't imagine how long his locks, so he probably have to trim it up a little bit.
Yeah, right. Because his locks are getting long
already. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, they look so cute. Oh, I love them.
Yeah, I like the color.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I did my freeform, I didn't know the difference back then.
Right.
I just knew like I was watching a reggae video on the artist, and I was like, that's the way I want my locks to look.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you know, people brought beeswax. People bring not in a bad way. They were looking out. They brought stuff and be like, no, you should get a twist. Go to this person. But in my head, I was like, I like the thickness and like, oh, and that's why I just like. And I'm like, man, the Weekend when he came out and he have
right.
Yeah.
I forgot what you call those kind of locks.
Oh, there's a name for those too.
Yeah, There's a name. I'm gonna look it up and I'll just like pop it right here. But there is a name for those kind of locks. I cannot remember the name. Jay-Z's locks is like that now. Like the Weeknd's, just in like more sections, but still kind of like that, where it's like a big section and then like small locks, kind of.
Is it Congo?
No, is it? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I feel like I used to know it now. I just, mommy brain.
I know you probably haven't even think about this, but we did dye your locks, like put color in them.
Nope. I did think about it. I did. I thought about it from the very beginning. Not thought about doing it, but thought about the whole idea behind dyeing my locks. And I was like, why? Because I have dyed my hair every color in the rainbow while my hair was relaxed. I don't even know how I still had hair after that. But some of it was intentional and some of it was an accident. Like, that's how I ended up with all of the colors in the rainbow. Yeah, and then I accidentally bleached it one time. I didn't know what I was doing. And there was no YouTube and no Google. So I was out here just mixing it up until I was like, oh no, this can't possibly be what I was going for. No, it's not what I was going for.
So you're discovering some new colors. You were just oscillating from colors to colors. Yeah,
because it was for a couple different reasons. One, I would watch music videos. That was my thing. I still kind of do it, but it was worse back then because we had nothing else to. Well, we had other stuff to watch, like movies and stuff, but I wasn't into movies like that. I loved seeing music videos and seeing the different like hairstyles, makeup, outfits. That was just what I was into. So I would see certain videos and be like, oh, wow, her hair looks so cute. I'm gonna do that right now. And I would literally grab my scissors and cut bangs. I cut bangs one time like all the way to the end, like to my ear. And then I was like, oh, I forgot that when I curl it, it's gonna make it shorter. So it was a mess, okay? Hot mess. And another time, it was a video I saw. The hair looked really nice. It was blonde, pink tips. I was like, oh, I'm doing that. And I bought the bleach, not knowing that that's exactly what it was. Bought the pink hairspray to spray my tips. Like, I had it laid out, okay?
What color did you get?
My hairline and the very beginning of my edges were albino blonde.
It's supposed to be what, pink?
No, it was supposed to be blonde, but just not albino blonde. Like, it was practically white, and then it moved up into like yellow, and then it moved up into like orange, like the actual fruit, like the orange peel. That's how orange it was.
We need pictures.
No, I didn't take any pictures. I did not. And then my whole ponytail was lime to dark green.
Oh.
And I was just like, what happened? Like, I couldn't understand it. I know now because prior to that, I had black dye. And black dye has a blue base for the most part. I think there's maybe one or two out there you can find that have a red base. But the one I used had a blue base. And then when I decided to bleach my hair, the bleach has more of a yellow base. Blue and yellow makes green, which is why I had a green ponytail. So in order to fix that, I had to go to the salon the next day. I was so embarrassed. And I wore a scarf on my head and everything. I was like, I don't want nobody seeing me. Like, I felt like everybody knew on the walk there, whatever. I walked in there, told them that, I need my hair dyed or fixed. And they were like, oh, mommy, let me see. Took off my scarf. And you could just feel the vibes from everybody like, oh, like, what did she do? And I was like, I just wanted to cry. I did cry like the night before, but right there I wanted to cry, but I was like, no, you're not gonna cry in front of all these people. You're just gonna stick it out. And then the lady mixed two reds together because one red was too light, so I would have been looking like Ronald McDonald. That wasn't gonna work. And one was too dark, so she had to mix them. And then I had like this, like a dark auburn color. It was really pretty, like burgundy-ish color. So that's how I kind of got some of that purple. Because when you seen it in the light, like you can see slight purple hues in there. So it was nice.
But that's a lesson right there. You just learn something just by actually, and you still remember it. So that's knowledge right there.
Yeah. How many years ago was that? I was in high school. So this was around
5 years ago.
Yeah. Yes, it was 5 years ago. No, but when this happened, this was around the time when the Bootylicious song / video was out. So y'all go look that up and you'll find out the year that way. Oh, look who it is. Come.
Yeah, I should say hi.
Come.
Okay. What?
Say hi. Let's say hi to the camera.
Hi, camera.
He's so cute.
But I want to sit it down.
Okay.
I guess you don't want to be in camera, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, so I did learn a lesson. And ever since then, did I dye my hair again? I didn't dye it again. No, yes, I did. Sorry. I did. When I went fully natural, curly hair, I actually went to a professional this time. I didn't take it into my own hands. That's what it was. So that was the last time that I got it dyed or colored, and that was like back in like 2009.
Oh.
Yeah, so after that, no more dye. Because all right, you guys, so I hope you all have enjoyed our conversation, and we can keep the conversation going in the comment section, of course. You can put your questions down there or comments. And yeah, we would love to see you guys again soon.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank
see
you.
you later. Bye.
Say bye, Asha.
Bye, Asha.
No.